Welcome to Green Man Wellness's Wheel of Wellness series. As August arrives, there's a subtle shift in the air, a whisper that summer's peak is passing. The fields are heavy with golden grain, orchards offer their first fruits, and wild berries deepen in colour. This is the first harvest, a moment our ancestors marked with Lughnasadh. Lughnasadh, pronounced Lughnasadh, is one of the four great Celtic fire festivals, bridging summer and autumn. It signals the start of harvest, a time of hard work and gratitude. For ancient communities, the harvest's success meant survival through winter. Lughnasadh was a time to give thanks, celebrate and prepare for the darker months ahead. It's a festival of fullness and transition, joy for the bounty and a hint of sadness as summer wanes. The cutting of the first grain marks both an ending and a beginning. Lughnasadh honours the land, the community's labour, and the turning of the year's great wheel. It's the earth's exhale after months of growth, a moment of release and renewal. The story of Lughnasadh still speaks to us, reminding us of our deep connection to the land and each other. To understand Lughnasadh, imagine a wilder ancient landscape where people lived by the land's rhythms. The Celts saw the year as a circle, marked by four great festivals: Samhain, Imbolc, Beltane and Lughnasadh. Lughnasadh was the festival of the first harvest, a vital pause in the cycle of survival. Evidence of these ancient gatherings remains in folklore, place names and archaeological sites like the Hill of Tara. Communities would gather to trade, arrange marriages, settle disputes and celebrate. Lughnasadh was more than a religious event. It was a social lifeline. The harvest required everyone's effort, reinforcing the bonds that held the tribe together. Sharing the first fruits was a celebration of cooperation and community strength. In a world without modern conveniences, unity was survival. Lughnasadh reminded everyone that individual well-being depended on the group. It was a living lesson from the land itself. At the heart of Lughnasadh is the myth of Lugh and his foster mother, Tailtiu. Tailtiu, an earth goddess, cleared the forests of Ireland so people could farm, an exhausting task that cost her life. As she died, she asked Lugh to hold a festival in her honour at the first harvest. Lugh fulfilled her wish, establishing Lughnasadh and the Tailtean Games. These games were vibrant celebrations: athletics, music, poetry and storytelling. The festival honoured Tailtiu's sacrifice, connecting the harvest to the cycle of life and death. Tailtiu's story personifies the land's gift. Her death brings abundance. The festival is a way of saying thank you for the earth's sacrifice. It's a reminder that for us to live, something else must give. Lughnasadh transforms this truth into a celebration of gratitude and remembrance. The myth gives a human face to nature's cycles, making them meaningful for the community. Though Lughnasadh honours Tailtiu, it bears the name of Lugh, a god of many talents. Lugh was known as the equally skilled in all arts, a master craftsman, warrior, poet and more. When he arrived at Tara, he was welcomed for being a master of every craft, not just one. Lugh represents the pinnacle of human skill and ingenuity. The harvest is not just nature's gift, it's the result of human knowledge and effort. Farmers, smiths, bakers and brewers all play a part. Lugh embodies their skills. He's also linked to the sun, whose energy ripens the crops. Lughnasadh, at the height of summer, honours both the earth's bounty and the sun's power. The festival balances the sacrifice of Tailtiu with the creative force of Lugh. It celebrates the partnership between land and people, nature and craft. Lughnasadh is a tribute to both the raw potential of the earth and the skilled hands that shape it. It's a festival of abundance, creativity and gratitude. The story of Lugh inspires us to honour our own talents and contributions. At Lughnasadh's core is the idea of sacrifice, a natural, essential part of life. The harvest is itself a sacrifice. The living grain is cut so the community can thrive. The first sheaf, often made into a corn dolly, symbolizes the spirit of the grain. This figure is kept through winter, ensuring the harvest spirit returns in spring. The cycle of death and rebirth is woven into the year. Summer ends, autumn begins, seeds die to bring new life. By harvesting, we participate in this sacred cycle. Lughnasadh teaches that endings are necessary for new beginnings. The theme of the sacrificial god or king appears in many myths: Teal'c's story, the spirit of the grain, and John Barleycorn. Each reminds us that life depends on transformation. Lughnasadh is a moment to honor the price of abundance. It's a celebration of the beauty in both endings and beginnings. The festival invites us to embrace the cycles that sustain us. After the first grain is cut, celebration begins with a feast at its heart. The first bread from the new harvest is shared, symbolizing community and gratitude. Bilberries, ripening now, are gathered and enjoyed, sometimes on Bilberry Sunday. Meat and ale round out the feast, marking the season's abundance. Bonfires blaze on hilltops, honoring the sun and bringing people together. Around the flames there's music, dance and storytelling, a joyful thanks for summer's light. Athletic contests and games echo the ancient Teal'c games, showcasing strength and skill. Poetry, music and crafts celebrate the mind and spirit, reflecting Lugh's mastery. The festival is a display of the community's health and talent. Lughnasadh is about more than food. It's about unity, vitality and hope for the winter ahead. The celebration strengthens bonds and renews the spirit. It's a living tradition of joy and resilience. In our modern world, it's easy to think harvest festivals like Lughnasadh would fade away. Yet the tradition endures in folk customs, local fairs and revived celebrations. Today, neo-pagans and Wiccans honour Lughnasadh as a major festival, blending old and new rituals. But you don't need to follow a specific path to celebrate. Many simply mark the season, pausing to give thanks for the food and abundance in their lives. Lughnasadh festivals now range from small family meals to large community gatherings. The spirit, community, gratitude, connection to the land is universal. Old traditions survive in unexpected ways, like Christian pilgrimages to ancient sites. The act of gathering at sacred places endures even as meanings shift. Lughnasadh reminds us to notice the turning year and the golden fields. Its call to gratitude and connection is timeless. You don't need elaborate rituals to celebrate Lughnasadh. Simple acts can bring its spirit alive. Baking bread is a classic tradition. As you knead, reflect on the grain's journey from seed to loaf. Sharing bread with loved ones honours the festival's community roots. Making a corn dolly from wheat or grasses is another way to connect. No special skill required. Decorate it with ribbons and place it on your table as a symbol of the harvest spirit. Create a small seasonal display with bread, berries, corn and a candle to honour the sun. This altar is a daily reminder of the earth's gifts. The simplest ritual is a mindful walk. Notice what's ripe, feel the sun, listen to late summer's sounds. Pick wild berries if you find them, savouring the season's abundance. These small acts connect us to the cycles of nature and the meaning of Lughnasadh. It's about presence, gratitude, and celebrating life's gifts. Involving children in these crafts passes on the tradition. Lughnasadh is accessible to all, rooted in everyday moments. In a fast-paced world, Lughnasadh offers a pause, a chance to reconnect with the land and our roots. It reminds us to be grateful for the food, skills and communities that sustain us. The festival's themes, gratitude, sacrifice and renewal, are timeless. Lughnasadh is a time to celebrate our own harvests, whether in gardens, work or personal growth. It teaches us to embrace endings as necessary for new beginnings. The story of Tailtew and the cutting of the corn show that letting go is part of life's cycle. Lughnasadh connects us to our ancestors, the land and each other. By sharing and celebrating together, we strengthen our bonds. In a fragmented world, this ancient call to community and gratitude is more important than ever. Lughnasadh's spirit endures, inviting us to honour the turning of the year and the abundance in our lives. Thank you for joining us in this cultural expedition of time and history. Please like and subscribe to join the Wellness Tribe.